Okay, very good. So go ahead, Brad, and in about 10 minutes then we'll have students choose a school to go visit. Thank you, Brad, for being here.
That sounds good. Hi, everybody. My name is Brad Horton. I'm an independent educational consultant. A little bit about me. I cut my teeth working in academic advising in the University of California system. So in working with students who were considering going to college all the way through their graduation. And I also work with high school students that are interested in getting into college and kind of helping them navigate that process because it is a marathon. It is a bit of a process. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a condensed version of everything that I have tonight. I think we kind of covered a little bit about the different types of schools that are out there and available. Basically, there's two-year colleges, community colleges that typically result in an associate level degree. I think there's 21 community colleges in the state of California that actually offer baccalaureate degrees as well. And community college can be a wonderful platform to transfer to four-year school or to build your specific skill sets to move on directly to a career. And then other schools that we'll be kind of talking about are four-year universities like the University of California system and the CSU system, or private schools in the state of California, as well as outside of the state of California. These typically result in a bachelor level degree, and they can be a really great platform for building foundational knowledge to move on to graduate or professional programs, i.e. master's degrees or PhDs. Okay, so one of the big questions that I get asked a lot when I work with high school students is how do I find, out of the thousands of schools in the United States and the many in California, how do I find the right school for me? And I think virtual college fairs like this and college fairs are a wonderful step to building your research. I think one of the big pieces of finding the right school for you as a high school student is to figure out what you want out of your college experience. One of the biggest pitfalls students make when they're looking for a school is they think about the school in terms of this school's ranked higher than this school, or this school, has this many students and this population size. I'd encourage you to dig deeper. If that's important to you, then list that as one of the attributes, one of the things that you're looking for out of your college experience. But when you start narrowing down what you want out of a college experience, that's going to help you pick the best school for you. And it is about fit and finding the best school for you. So you could say, oh gosh, I really am excited about research and I want research experience when I'm in college, then that should be on your list of attributes that you're looking for in your college experience. If you're talking about, I want something where I can apply what I learn in the field, then you need to find a school that gives you that in the field research experience or in the field experience or internship experience. And once you start narrowing down what the types of schools maybe that you're interested in or what you want out of school, that's when you can start looking at the specifics of the school. So when I say specifics, what I mean is if you're interested in, let's say, an ecological and restoration management program, find people in that program. Talk to professors, talk to staff and faculty, and even current students to figure out what is life going to be like in that ecological management and restoration major? What's the community going to look like? Do you have faculty support? Are students supportive of one another? And think about that in terms of the context of what you are looking for out of school. It really comes down to digging deep, I think, when you're trying to pick the right school for you. And I've never met a faculty or staff member, academic advisor at any school that doesn't want to talk with and help high school students. People get into education, people work at these schools and participate in fields because they're really excited about engaging with others and helping other students. So just in general, here's a little bit about what the application looks like. We could probably spend hours just talking about the process itself, and I often do that with parents and students. But basically, applications for most schools are in January, early January, with early action for a lot of schools, particularly like the CSUs and the UCs. They're going to have more of an early deadline in November. For some applications, you're going to need the application itself, academic transcripts, test scores, letters of recommendation, financial information from your parents, including what is called a FAFSA, free aid for federal student aid, free application for federal student aid. And then you're also going to need essays and statements, including an activity section. Every school is a little bit different, so some schools may not require any of these things or just an application, and some schools might require all 6 of these pieces and even more. It just depends on the particular school. Just in general, these are things to consider when you are thinking about applying to school. Just a general timeline. You can get a lot more specific than this, but just in the broad strokes, freshman and sophomore year is really about finding something that's exciting to you. Finding those extracurricular activities that you're super excited about, and start thinking about how you want to get involved in them, whether that's participating in a club or doing sports or volunteering, and being sure to make use of your summer. A lot of folks, a lot of students are like, oh, I don't have to go to class during the summer, so I'm not going to do anything. If you can, start volunteering, get out in the field, do research, participate in programs like the Forestry Chapter. Junior year is all about taking standardized tests and building depth in your profile. What that means is a lot of schools want to see that you're really committed to something that you're passionate about. They want to see not necessarily well-rounded students, but well-squared students. People that find what really matters to them and dig deep into it, meaning becoming a leader in that group, starting a new program, building a program to share your love of something with younger students. And then the senior year is pretty much all about the writing and applying for the program, for your college applications. The summer also between your junior and senior can be a really great time to do some sort of program with a tangible outcome. And by tangible outcome, what I mean is, like, do you finish a program where you are doing presentation or adding something to your resume, or building a profile, or doing the beginnings of a research paper, or you've started your own business or your own volunteer program? That's what I mean by a tangible outcome. And then lastly, tips for applying to college: start early. You can never start too early. A lot of folks are going to be at different places in the application process, and that's totally okay. But the earlier you get started on it, the better off you're going to be. Building a plan for applying to college is, for a lot of colleges like the UC system and some private schools, it can be a marathon, and I encourage you to get to kind of pace out exactly what it's going to take for you to get that application in by the deadline. Balanced school list is important too, so make sure that you have schools that you're really excited about on your list. Maybe some that that are reach schools, that are dream schools, and schools that you are excited to go to, that are more of the safety or the likely schools. That's important too. It's important to use your entire application. What that means is make sure that you are completing all of the sections of the application. If you're expected to do like an activity section, to really showcase who you are in your application and your activity section. And then especially if you have essays that you're required to do, make sure that those essays really tell your story about who you are as a person. It's been my experience in reading thousands and thousands of college essays that one of the main pitfalls is that people write what they think the admissions committees or the admissions officers want to hear. They don't want that. They want to hear from you. What was your experience? What was something cool that you did, a program or a project you did, or how did you overcome a challenge? They really want to hear authentic narrative of who you are and how you got to apply to the school that you're applying to. So that's, I think I hit it at 10 minutes, Diane. That's
Okay,
everything in a
fantastic.
nutshell.